big problem, a misconception arises because people overgeneralize one or two things. I took correspondence courses from Wisconsin to get into grad school. I know full well that the TV and correspondence were not as good as a face-to-face experience, but they were the only option I had, right? There are many people whose only option becomes the online or face-to-face, online or blended course. And so to overgeneralize, one study showed students scored 1 point lower at the University of Florida in the online version of the class. They had a 79 average versus the face-to-face was an 80 average. Therefore, online was inferior. Well, who's to say those online students, that was their only option, and it did change lives. The same with MOOCs. All these people drop out of MOOCs. If they drop out or don't finish, doesn't mean it didn't change their life. They didn't get a new job. They didn't, so there's this sense of apples to apples. Well, it's not apples to apples, comparing MOOCs to a traditional face-to-face class. There's totally different reasons why people enroll in those classes, purposes, totally different outcomes for the completion of those classes. So a big misconception is the assumption that the audience for these courses are universal, that everyone has the same goal. There's vastly different goals. As we open up beyond traditional university settings, the goals become even more varied than ever before. And so it's very, very difficult to generalize the learning outcomes without talking to the students. So we're interviewing students who've taken a MOOC and finding out what happened. I think we need to focus on life change, not on test scores.